We are in the Anita Purves, near the Anita Purves Nature Center in Urbana, Illinois, kind of doing an exploration of their native playscape. So we're at the Friendship Grove Native Playscape, where we've come to get messy, touch it all, leave everything, respect others, and a number of other directions that you wouldn't normally find in a traditional playground area. So let's go through and we'll look at some of their what they've done to make this a fun playscape. So I like the fact that the paths are well defined. It looks natural. It doesn't look like a playground. You've got all of these woodland oats here and bottlebrush grass and goldenrod and other things here that define it as a natural area. You can come in and you can experience it and feel it and look at the seed pods. It's just fun. It's a place to get involved. Behind me, you can see that this is a wooded grove. This is not just an open area like traditional playscape or playground areas. That there's trees up above that provide shade. You can come and play here in the sun. You can find refuge from the sun, and it's just a beautiful, inviting area. This is kind of cool. So you come in and there's a place to clean your shoes off. Probably after playing, as you're heading home, you can clean off your shoes. That's a nice thing. There's picnic tables set up here. As we walk around, you'll see that there's picnic tables spread out throughout the area, which is kind of nice for a place for the parents to sit and talk and maybe have lunch while the kids run around and play. Here they've got a place where you could come, and if you had like a school group or something, you could hang your backpacks here or your jacket. And, it's a very thoughtful addition here. And then here you've got a free little library. So this was an Eagle Scout project. It's always good to get the Eagles Scouts involved. It would be nice to have something like this where the books were more nature oriented. I don't know what kind of books we have in here, but anytime you get an opportunity to come and pick up a book and then sit out in nature, you could sit in one of the chairs or sit on a bench or sit on one of the logs and read a book. What a great idea. As you scan through over here, you see that there's just lots of things to climb on. There's rocks to climb on, there's places to jump from one place to another. Lots of places to get out and move around. You look over here, in a couple of places they've got places where there's a walkway off into the grasses and the plantings. This one has this really cool carving. The old man of the woods with the possum and the squirrel and the fox curled up. And then they have benches back here so you can appreciate just maybe a little solitude when everything's going on over there. These are really nice, pretty benches, I think, for this kind of a playscape, a very natural area. Unfortunately, it's November and they're a little cold to sit on, but still a nice, durable addition to the park. They have this nice sand pit area that they've delineated with these wooden logs, which do two things. One, it keeps the sand in. The other is it makes a nice place for parents to sit and watch while their kids are playing in the sand, and the kids can sit here and do things. it's nice. We're designing a playscape right now for our church, and we're a little concerned about the sand pits, wondering, do the animals get into that? Do you want the kids to be playing in the sand if the animals have been getting into it? I like the idea. I think sand has just so much play value. It's a great idea. Hopefully we'll be able to incorporate something like that in our playscape area. Here you see one of the downsides of native playscape is that it's made out of natural materials which naturally decompose over time. So, is that a plus or a minus? You know, that could cut either way. Here you've got this stump that's really loose. You know, that's a learning experience too. Not everything is firm footing. You have to be careful. You have to watch what you're doing. There's a risk involved. So it teaches kids to pay attention to what they're doing. Things aren't just handed to them on a silver platter. They need to think about it a little bit. You know, some elevation change we've got here. They've taken a culvert pipe, just a plastic culvert pipe, corrugated on the outside and smooth on the inside, and made a tunnel. A lot of playscapes we've seen have something like this. Unfortunately, a lot of them did exactly what they did here, where they put the pipe at ground level, and then as the ground builds up, it becomes the low spot. It seems like it's often wet in there. You get a wet and muddy spot in there. Not very inviting. I understand that playscapes, you're supposed to be out getting dirty, getting messy, but you know, parents appreciate the kids coming home dry and clean too, so I'm not sure that that's the best place to get dirty when you're trying to climb through a tunnel. You know, I think what we're going to do is try to do something like this, but elevate it a little bit and have it tip to one side so that if water does get in there, it would drain out, so when the kids come to play it, and it would be a dry area. They do have this beautiful stone facade here covering it. I'm sure that cost a pretty penny. And then you can climb up on top of it. They've packed it in with dirt. The dirt has worn away, so the top of the pipe is starting to be exposed a little bit. It has been here. I think there was an award, 2018, I think it was. So it's been here for a few years. We're talking about doing something similar, maybe bringing in some dirt, having a tunnel, and then having a slide that comes off of it on one side. You know, the idea of a playscape, slides are worked into the landscape rather than like a playground where you have a ladder that climbs up to maybe a platform and a slide. We want something that kind of works into the terrain. This looks like a new addition. Nice cargo net. Well built, seems solid. I think this was purchased for this, specifically like this. I like the idea that it has the wood, but they've installed it with these metal brackets that keep the wood off the ground, so you don't need to worry about that rotting away as much. That seems like a good idea. But look at the play value in this big spider net here. I think this is great. Okay, we'll head on over here. You know, this is nice too, that adjacent to it, they have this mode area. So you do have some area that you can run and play just in the open area. The playscape seems to be more focused on paths through native plantings, going from one play area to the next area. But you can't argue with the fact that it's nice to have a big open play area for a game of tag. It also provides a place to put some picnic tables that might be in the sun. On a day like today, the sun would be a positive thing. These big logs. You know, it doesn't have to be designed to have some specific play value. Kids are going to find some way to use whatever they have. And that's part of the creative process that builds their brains. Making dinner for Mom and Dad. It's almost ready. It smells great. They took this log and they've taken a chainsaw and cut holes in it, so it's become a whole jungle gym in itself, but in a much more natural way. Now you can imagine with all these holes in here, it's going to collect water and there's going to be some rot going on. That's the problem that we're concerned about. Now, what happens 10 years, 15 years down the line? You've suddenly got this piece of playground equipment that's rotting away. We have to consider that in our maintenance plan.
Hi, Kimber.
Here's an interesting low-budget apparatus that seems to be getting a lot of activity. They just took hay bales and made a little house. And it'd be interesting to know, did the kids come through and build the roof here? I'm guessing so. You know, that's a lot of fun. There's play value there. And I wonder if, when this was put in place, did the people that are running it just put hay bales around and let the kids use them as big blocks that they could make this structure? It's a lot of fun. Again, you've got things, the hay bales are going to be rotting away and the wood's going to be rotting away. There's a maintenance problem that you have to think about. But I like the idea of having a base structure. You know, at the Cincinnati Nature Center, they have kind of a similar thing, but the base structure is made out of cedar logs, and then the kids can build and grow from there. But it looks like something that's going to last a little longer. Anyway, this is what the Friendship Grove looks like here in Urbana. I think they did a great job. It looks like it has a lot of play value. We're on a Sunday morning right now. The Nature Center is closed, but they've left this so that it's open. Big parking area so people can come and bring their kids, bring a lunch, spend some time interacting with nature.